Dodge City and in the territory on West, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of gun smoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad. The story of the violence that moved west with young America. The story of a man who moved with it. Matt Dillon, United States Marshal.
He's not up there, Mr. Dillon. He's just plain vanished.
There's no note anywhere? You sure of that, Chester?
Nothing, sir. I looked again, all over.
Well, it's 2 days now. This isn't like Doc.
Well, I still think he's just gone off on an emergency. Out in the country somewhere.
Maybe, but he's always left word before.
Well, what'll we do, Mr. Dillon?
I don't know. Might start asking people, Chester. Try the saloons and the store and maybe the depot, huh?
All right, Mr. Dillon, I'll go right now.
All right.
Well, I do declare.
What?
Riding right up Front Street as big as life.
Why, that old rascal getting us all worried about it.
For the land's sake, you sure are a sight for sore eyes, Doc. Where in the world have you been at, anyway?
Here. Hello, Chester. Matt.
Hey, you had us worried, Doc.
That's so?
You've been gone 2 days.
I know.
Next time, leave word, Doc.
I will. I surely will. If I can.
Well, it'd sure save us a lot
Now,
of fretting.
wait a minute. What do you mean, Doc, if you can?
Just that. If they let me, I'll leave word.
Come on inside, Doc. Well, all right, I'm curious, Doc. You want to tell me about it?
I can tell you part of it. Least important part. I made a promise about the rest. You know how it is, Matt?
No, but you tell me.
Well, the other night, Wednesday it was, I was peacefully asleep on my couch when a couple of riders tromped right into my office. They said a man was hurt somewhere out past Fort Dodge. So naturally, I got up and I went along with them.
Well, then why didn't you leave a note and say so?
They didn't tell me exactly where we was going, Chester. But they sure told me not to leave any note.
They told you what?
Let him talk, Chester.
Now, of course, I figured then there must have been a shooting, but my job's to take care of everybody. Sinner and save the light. And so,
Whoa there, Pat.
we got to this place the next day. That's part of what I promised not to tell you, Chester. But like I was saying, there was a young man there that got himself shot in the back. The bullet lodged right in the spot.
Suit yourself.
And I dug it out, and I did all I could for him. And then I just sat there for quite a spell. And then I put my things away. And I walked out into the other room.
So, Doc, how is it?
I did what I could.
What do you mean?
He's dead. The shock of extracting that bullet was too much. Bad token. You killed it. No, I didn't kill it. Dead, ain't you? Look, mister, doctors don't kill people. Murderers.
Watch
do.
your mouth, Doc.
That boy wouldn't have lived more than a couple of days with that bullet.
Hold it right there. Don't you move. How the hell did you survive that bombardment?
Not yet. Doc, tell me something. You know that...
Are you even human? Some kind of mutant? Move a muscle now and I'll blow you to pieces. Then just stay where you are. Raquel will be here any second.
Shut up.
I'll take this from here. I'm Raquel, Master-at-Arms for the Nellis homeland. Mother Pearl, our eldest, wishes to speak to you.
You don't understand, Doc.
Follow close.
Trying to remember his name, that's just going to make it worse.
You can't kill a doctor for following his oath?
Oh, no?
Welcome, child. Took your sweet time getting here, didn't you? I've been waiting a good 5 years for an outsider to come along and visit.
What kind of a man are you, anyways? Don't you know I'm the only doctor within 100 miles?
Prophecy. Do we look like a bunch of religious idiots? I just hoped a savage, outsider, sorry, would make it to our gates before one of those armies out there comes knocking. That's right, child. Mother Pearl knows a storm is gathering. Times are changing. Maybe time for us to change a little too. Oh, so many ways. Small ones to begin with, so we can get used to what it's like to have a outsider around and about. Should that go well, maybe you can help in big ways, too. We'll have to see. You have to keep in mind that you're our first contact with the outside world since I was barely a woman. Seclusion has kept us safe, but the world around us is changing. Neon lights in the distance, patrolling robots, soldiers. My youngers think our guns can keep out the world, but I think we need to let it in just a little, or become its victim. You're that little bit of the world, child. Welcome to Nellis. You picked a good time to stop by, for we're swimming in problems. My youngers can tell you all about it. Raquel could use help with the bug problem. Or you come and go.
1 minute.
Evening.
We'll kill you or die trying.
I don't have anything to say to you, outsider.
That's quite a story, Doc.
And you played it right smart, if you ask me. Who were they, Doc? Well, tell us.
Well, I only recognize one of them, Chester. Besides the man they'd shot.
So you said. Have you thought of his name yet?
No, Chester, you don't understand. I gave him a word I wouldn't tell.
Yes, but that was just so as you could get away.
Well, they shot me for sure otherwise, but still I gave my word. It don't matter how or why.
I know Mother Pearl is letting you wander Nellis as you please, outsider, but I have 3 patients here who were gravely injured fighting those giant ants in the generator building a few days ago. I've stabilized their wounds, but they're in bad shape. Do you have medical... If what you say is true, you can do us a...
Yeah, I suppose I would.
Why, any man would. Leastwise, any man of honor would.
I guess I wasn't really thinking about it that way.
I thought that man was done for.
I'm going to
You
get
brought-
some sleep.
That was some fine doctoring.
Matt,
I could learn...
that was a good
Excellent
boy
treatment.
they murdered.
I hadn't thought of that. Yes, outsider?
They hang for it. Oh, Dad, blast.
Those men owe you their lives. Seems we could learn a thing or two from you savages, when it comes to medicine at least.
I don't know, Chester. We don't even know who they killed.
Funny we haven't heard about it.
Maybe nobody's missed him yet.
Just think. Doc
Hey!
could lead us straight to him right
I don't have
now.
anything to say to you,
That isn't making
outsider.
the Doc happy, Chester.
I am love.
I'm going over the Texas Trail, Chester. I'll be back later.
Laugh at.
Hey, Sam, bring me over a bottle and a glass, will you?
Hello, Matt.
Oh, hi, Kitty.
You want some help for that bottle?
Yeah, sure. I'm only going to have one. You can finish it. Sit down.
Oh, my reputation's bad enough without my trying to get around carrying about a bit of whiskey in me.
There you be. Oh, thank you, Sam. There you are, Kitty. Well, here's to luck.
Yeah, I could use some.
I hope Pearl knows which. If that's so, nothing to.
You didn't come
You can't miss the array.
What's on your mind?
Hey, that's great. You shouldn't have much trouble getting those fixed up then. Just...
Maybe you heard any talk about anybody being missing lately?
no.
Listen. Who?
Well, if you genuinely care so much, they're flight simulators. If you don't know our history yet, you should see...
Well, a man was shot.
We...
Dead. And I don't know who he was or who did it or where. All I know is that it happened.
I'll be darned. Well, Matt...
So you're the outsider. Lived your whole life. I always thought you savages probably spoke a different language. But I hear you sound like us. What I could use is some scrap.
Well, thanks, Kitty.
Well, good luck, Matt.
Yeah, take it easy with that bottle.
I'll save it for you.
So long.
You think I'm handsome? Wow. I wonder if she does too. There's an outpost near here. Well, every once in a while. And some... Oh, you'd really talk to her for me? What if she gets blown up? Oh, geez. I better just let you handle it. I'm better with machines. They don't make my...
They gotta be in Washington next week.
Santa Fe pulls out in an hour, sir. I'll put
That would be amazing.
car.
Hello.
Marshal? Why, Jake Worth. Why, you haven't come into Dodge in the last 6 months that I know of.
I'm here now, Marshal.
Oh? Trouble, Jake?
I'd call it that.
Well?
You know that cottonwood, the big one down at Brandy Bend?
Yeah?
There's a hole cut down by the roots at the north side of it. I put a sack in that hole this morning. It's got $20,000 in it.
That's a lot of money, Jake, even for you.
It isn't if Hank gets back all right.
Hank? That's your youngest boy, isn't it, Jake?
Yeah, 18 last month.
Yeah. And that's ransom money. Your boy's been kidnapped, huh?
He didn't show up the other night, Marshal. Next morning, I found a note tacked on the corral. Said to leave the money or they'd kill him.
Oh, come on, Jake. We'll try to get there before they pick up the money.
No, Marshal, I won't take any chances. They'd shoot him sure if we did that.
You should have told me before you left the money. You should have come here first, you know?
You didn't hear what I said, Marshal. I won't take the chance. All I want now is for you to watch for anybody who turns up rich around here.
Jake, I want you to listen to me.
Now, you listen to me, Marshal. Nobody is going to do a thing till Hank's back safe on the ranch. Not one dang thing.
Jake, if they killed Hank, you'd want him hung, wouldn't you?
I'll hang him myself if it comes to that. I'll hunt him down like wolves.
All right, then let's go. Let's get on to Brandy Bend and wait for him.
No. I already told you no.
Hank's dead, Jake.
Huh?
They already shot him. And he's dead.
What are you talking about? Where is he?
I don't know.
And how come you know he's dead?
I can't tell you.
Marshal, I've had about enough of this.
We're wasting time here. Come on, Jake. I'll tell you what I can on the way to the river.
You better, by heaven, or one of us ain't never gonna get to the river.
Jake Worth was known as a hard, hot-tempered man, but he was straight as they come. He'd made one fortune in Texas cattle and another in buffalo hides, and now all he wanted was his ranch and his 3 sons to work it with him. The Worths were good men. They didn't cause any trouble, and they worked hard. It was hard to tell Jake, but without mentioning Doc, I said what I could. And when we reached the Arkansas, we hid our horses in the clump of bush and worked our way on foot up to the big cottonwood. And I stood up and walked out into
Idle
the open.
thumbs tend to get blown off around here. Get moving.
What are you doing, Marshal? You gone crazy?
Come on, Jake. No use to hide now.
Oh. That's him there, isn't it? That's Hank.
I'm afraid so, Jake.
They killed him. They killed him, all right. He was a good boy. did do it. I gave him the money. Why did you?
I'm sorry, Jake.
Doc's been asleep for 6 straight hours, Mr. Dillon. He sure must have been tired.
Yeah. Story on the way down here. But I want the truth now. Every bit of it.
That's all I know, Jake. Hank tried to break...
Have you seen her?
But we'll get them.
I'll take care of myself soon.
Cool.
Tell me who they are.
I don't know who...
Thanks.
Don't lie to me, Marshal. You know a lot you're not telling me. What's going on with you
I've
anyway?
told you all I can,
That's
Jake.
my
Hello.
boy lying there, Marshal. He's been murdered. And if I didn't know you so well, I'd begin to think maybe you had something to do with
Now,
it
just a minute,
yourself.
Jake. I know you're upset.
Then why don't you tell me?
Because the man who told me about it had to promise not to name anybody, that's why.
What man? Who is he? I'll get it out of him if I have to cut it out.
Yeah, I know. That's why I can't tell you who he is.
What kind of a lawman are you, anyway?
I've told you all I can, Jake.
No. No, you haven't. Marshal, I don't believe your story about nobody promising nothing. You know who done it. And you're going to tell me or
Don't try it, Jake. You can't kill me, and you know it.
No. I can't. Me and my boys can't.
You're the outsider.
And I'm giving you
Me?
24 hours to name those men, and then we're coming to
Wonderful.
God.
I'm sure you've noticed the mural on the wall of this hut. Shall I tell you what it all means?
I don't know who did it.
I don't
Excellent.
believe you.
Imagine you're the first outsider to ever hear our tale.
I'll have to take your boy home now.
No, no. Go on back to Dodge. I'll manage here.
You're making a bad mistake, Jake.
24 hours, Marshal.
Ages ago, long before I was born, we lived underground. Everyone had guns, but the overseer wouldn't let us explode anything, not even a hand grenade. We left and wandered the wastes. There were savages with knives. We blew them up with frag mines and grenades, burned them with flamethrowers. It was neat, but there was a downside. For every 43.6 savages we killed, we lost one of our own. We needed a new home. We needed Nellis. Here we have prospered and multiplied. Here our mighty guns destroy any savages who might try to harm us before they can even reach our gates. Well, until... But... Not saying you want to harm us or you're a savage, but anyways. Nellis has revealed many secrets. It has taught us how to fly the bombers once based here, and it has taught us where to find one. And that is our story so far. For this last image is our future. To restore the bomber, to fly the open skies in armored safety, raining high explosive ordnance upon ignorant savages. This is our destiny. I'm pleased that you listened to the entire story. Perhaps there are details you'd like to know more about. Let me know. Now that you know the story of our people... So you know about the vaults? Yes, we lived in one of those. Ours was numbered 34. In our vault, everyone had guns, but the overseer wouldn't let... I guess all the little pops and bangs at the firing ranges just got boring after a while. Exactly. We haven't detonated any atomic warheads since before I was born. But besides that, it's a heck with nitpicky restrictions. Anything else you want to know? Several automatic warheads detonate here 100 years ago, leaving the base highly radioactive. The savages of the waste, ignoramuses, all avoided Nellis by habit. That's exactly right. You're very knowledgeable for a Sav, an outsider. Anything else you want to know? Nellis is a completely self-sufficient community. We draw water from Lake Mead, solar arrays provide power, and we grow our own crops. Indeed we do. Very impressive. Anything else you want to know? You're right. They weren't here when we discovered Nellis. We found the guns at a huge weapon depot called Area 2, many miles from here. It took many weeks to drag the guns and their ammunition back to Nellis, and it was the last time any of us set foot beyond our homeland. Thank you so much. I'll be sure to pass that on. Anything else you want to know? Once we restore power, we learned that some elaborate chairs we've been sleeping in were actually virtual reality simulators. We believe they were used to train combat pilots. We used them extensively. I alone have shot down over 500 Chinese Zion 85 fighters. Before you ask, I'm afraid there's no way you can be allowed to use the simulators. They're for our use only. Sorry. That's beautiful. Yes, it's exactly like that. So free, so... words can't do it justice. Anything else you want to know? Loyal found a file somewhere on the base with magazine articles, photographs, a map even. It seems that a bomber, apparently the 29th of its kind, crashed in Lake Mead on July 21st, 1948. Just imagine, that's over 300 years ago. The photograph shows that it was basically intact, and the map tells us exactly where to find it, except we haven't left Nellis in decades. Yes. In fact, that's exactly what Loyal has planned to do. You should go talk to him. I wish everyone were just as interested in our story as you are. Maybe I should act out the battles, or learn how to throw my voice. You want to hear? How can I help you, outsider? Over at the...
A bunch of shut-ins who scorn outsiders and hold technology over them. Gee, where have I heard that one before?
Ask fool questions, Marshal. Of course I want to get him.
Now then listen to me. Those men told Doc if he talked, they'd kill him.
Yeah, they meant it, too.
All right, so I got an idea now, Chick. We'll spread it around that Doc has identified the killer. The news will reach him soon enough, and meantime, I'm going to lay low. And I'll have Chester tell everybody that I've ridden out after them.
Go on.
Then we'll just wait. One or two or maybe all three of them will come into Dodge to kill Doc some night soon.
You still might get away.
And I'll deputize you and your boys right now, and you can wait for them with us. You'll have to stay hidden like me, of course.
We won't mind that. Not if we get a chance at them, we won't.
All right, good.
Yeah. Funny thing, though.
What?
Man like Doc here, rather than break his word, he'll make himself a target for those killers.
Yeah. Look, Jake, Doc and I are going to go back to Dodge now. I'll see that the story gets started, and in a day or two, you and your boys can ride in, but separately, though. Otherwise, it might cause talk.
I understand.
And come straight to Doc's.
We'll get there.
For the next few days, Doc never left his office. I figured that'd make him look scared and draw the killers right into our trap. The rest of us sat around in his back room and waited. Chester kept us supplied with food and coffee, but we began to get pretty restless cooped up like that.
Mother Pearl's instructions are clear. You can... These are extraordinary privileges. Long story short, the power failed a few days ago because giant ants have tunneled into the generator room and set up a nest. I led a team down to exterminate them, but there were so many. Personally, I think it's more than a savage can handle. But if you want to kill those ants and switch the power back on, feel free.
Doc, come on in.
What do you want me to do, Mac?
Take cover in here and stay outside.
Yeah, whatever you say.
Let's go downstairs and meet them, Marshal.
No, we might just scatter them that way. Now listen.
Sure. One other thing. The ants must... They exploded when hit by a flame. Loyal's been working on some kind of weapon to...
Jake and I'll wait in the Doc's office. But don't jump that man till we go into action up here. Do you understand?
I got it, sir.
All right, then move fast. Come on, Jake.
Now what?
Well, we'll just wait here in the dark.
Good.
I'll fix Doc's blanket on the couch here so they won't think he's in it.
ears now.
Another glorious day in this man's army.
Each other.